Greeting, traveler.
Welcome everybody to part 4 of our Born to be Wild Scholomance Academy Wild Set Review. This is I think we're going on like 8 hours now. This is pretty ridiculous. But we're having a good time, and this should be the final part of this. So we are on our dual class cards.
This should be, but this is part 4 of 18. Stay tuned.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. Yes.
Hey, that was pretty good. That was
Wow.
well.
All right. So
Astonishing.
all right.
Astonishing.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go with we have Druid Hunter is where we're gonna start with. We have a 1 mana spell, Adorable Infestation. So this is not Ultimate Infestation. It is Adorable Infestation. It is give a minion +1/+1, summon a 1/1 cub. Add a cub to your hand. So this card does a lot, right? So it's 1 mana. You don't want to play this on turn 1, obviously, because you are trying to give a minion on the board +1/+1. You summon another +1/+1, and you add another +1/+1 cub to your hand. So this is obviously like a token Druid style card. Are cubs beasts? Do we know if cubs are beasts?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, Cub is Beast.
Okay, so that is cool. I personally don't care for this card. I think it's kind of neat. It's very versatile. It's going to be a 2 in Wild for me because a Beast Druid isn't a thing. Beast Hunter also is not a thing. So 2.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I can see this like maybe slotting into is Embiggen Druid, right? It buffs something on the board. It gives you something else onto the board. It's kind of like the 1 mana card that either deals 2 or summons 2 1/1s. That's also in Malagos, right? It's kind of like that, but it's worse, right? Because something has to be on the board to get buffed in order for anything else to happen. So you can't be proactive with it. Yes, you can buff something that's already there, but Embiggen Druid, for 1, isn't good. For 2, I don't think runs Adorable Infestation anyway. I love the flavor of this card. The art is flippin' adorable. We're talking about the art.
It's
a
super
1-star card for me.
cute, right? She's just laying on the grass and she's having a great time.
And the cubs are so cute. And the cubs that it summons and makes are cute. And
What do you think,
yeah,
Mike?
it's a 1-star card though.
It's a 1 mana card. I feel like we spent 1 minute too long talking about it. Next.
That's funny. I gave it a 2, but I think it's only because like I could see it in Token Druid. I could see it being okay in Token Druid. It's kind of a value generator of sorts. That being said, I don't think it's that great. I don't know. A 2. That's about all I can say.
Okay. If y'all are good, we're gonna move on to Teacher's Pet. This is also a Hunter Druid card. Teacher's Pet Taunt. It is 5 mana 4/5. Summon a random 3-cost beast on the death rattle. So 5 mana 4/5. Summon a 3-cost beast. So it's sort of like a. This sounds weird, but it's like a better Sludge Belcher because it's a beast, right? Like it's always a beast when it dies. So I don't think it's horrible. I don't think we're going to be getting any sort of Druid beast deck. So for me, it's out for Druid. For Hunter, I still have a lot of faith. So I'm going to give this... let's go back up to our scale here. Maybe playable. It's a 2.
Yeah,
But it's better. I think it's better than Sludge Belcher. I almost want to give it a 3. I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, for me, I completely agree with that 3. By the way, it's a better Sludge Belcher, right? For 2, B, to be consistent, it's a beast itself. It gets buffed with the legendary minion that we're about to talk about. I very much think this is a Hunter card, right? Because it's got beast synergy, it's got Death Rattle synergy. I'm definitely going to play this in my Death Rattle Hunter. Because honestly, like you said, Hydralisk, and I didn't think about Sludge Belcher whenever I was initially reviewing this, but it is totally a better Sludge Belcher because on average, a 3-cost beast is better than a 1/2 with taunt. Yeah. On average, right? So the Death Rattle is on average better. The attack is on average better. Not on average. The attack is better. It's got that beast synergy. This is amazing. I'm gonna put this in my mid-range Hunter. I'm gonna put this in my Spiteful Hunter. I'm gonna put this in my Death Rattle Hunter. It's just a solid card that slots in for many things. And it's got taunt. I love it. I have to go with 3 because I don't think that it's going to be like core in any of these things, and I definitely don't think that it's going to like Hunter isn't all of a sudden going to become tier 1 because of this. No, but I'm really excited about Teacher's Pet. It's a great utility card.
It's got the beast on the front end and it's got the beast on the back end.
Yeah.
Right? So like either way, we've got a beast. You can kill it, find Hound Master, bam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. The beast is still there no matter what. I think it's solid. I think it's super solid.
Hard agree. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I'll give this a 3. I was just scrolling through the beast on playhearthstone.com as you were saying it. 3 mana. There are a lot of good beasts here. One that catches my eye is Zixor. That seems pretty cool. I would love to get that. So, scrolling through these beasts. On average, they are better. I'll give this card a chance. At first, I wasn't going to, but the way you guys explain it here, and it's kind of why I like review shows because it gives you different points of view. So, give this card a 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a solid 3. I think when you look at this, right, it has taunt and Death Rattle and Beast synergy. You could play it in a Death Rattle Hunter. You could play it in a taunt Druid deck. I'm not sure. Those are probably kind of tier 3 maybe, but the stats are really good, so I'm cautiously optimistic. I think I could even play this in a Reno Hunter and be okay with it. Like, this is definitely a sticky minion. So, I don't know, a 5-mana 4/5, like the stats are good. I think a solid 3 for me. I like.
To kind of yes and you there, I think that this is one of those utility cards that kind of quietly helps push that archetype up, like maybe from a tier 3 to a tier 2, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like you said, I think we used to, this is years ago, we used to jam Sludge Belcher in everything.
Oh,
yeah. And that this is just genuinely better than that. I mean, there's some random factor in the beast, right? But
of course,
All right, let's see what the next one is.
Yeah, we're moving on to Guardian Animals. It is a 7-mana spell for Hunter and Druid that says summon 2 beasts that cost 5 or less from your deck and give them rush. So this is 7 mana. We get 2 cards that are beasts. Basically, it's recruit, right?
Yeah.
Put onto the field and give them rush. Do we have beasts that are 5 mana that are worth this?
The new ones that draw you cards
Yeah.
that nobody likes, but I
That's-
like.
That's it, right? Like, what if Savannah Hyman got buffed to 5 mana?
Oh my God, that would be
I'll
great.
tell you what, this is a build around card, like,
Yeah.
you don't just drop this in whatever existing deck. Like, you have to build a deck around this. And I think if you can do that, it could be useful. Definitely the stats like make it worthwhile. But frankly, like, I'm pretty sure that this is a standard card.
The idea is you're paying 7 mana
Reading my mind.
for it's 5 cost cards. So you're paying 7 mana. The idea is you're getting 10 mana worth of stats for 7 mana, right?
If it didn't have rush, it would be terrible. But it
Agreed.
has rush. You just have to be really careful what you put, that cost 5 or less. The interesting thing here, I mean, if we really wanted to meme out, like, we play Quest Druid with, you play Barnabas. Now you've got all this, you've got all your giant minions cost 0 now, and you play this, and you're gonna.
At that point, yeah.
You're gonna
That sounds like fun.
I mean, that's how it works with Recruit, right?
Yeah.
When your stuff costs 0, it'll pull. I mean, this is interesting to me. I think
It's cool. It's fringe. I think it's cool in that way. It's a 2 for me, just because it's not meta. So I'm gonna go with maybe playable.
Yeah. One of the things, and I pointed at the camera whenever you said this, Nate. This is a standard card. Like, standard wants to like have ramp and then have like 2 or 3, 2 of those 2 or 3 different 5 cost beasts, right?
Yeah.
In Wild, this is just too slow. Right? Because the mid-range stuff is going to be like playing Curbstone. The aggro stuff is going to kill you before you get here, even if you're ramping.
Nobody's playing
And the
7.
control stuff is not going to have an issue dealing with it. Right? This is an amazing card in Standard. In Wild, I love the flavor of this card. Like, this is a Druid card, right? This is not a Hunter card.
Nope, it is not a Hunter card. Not in Wild.
Period. Right? I don't even think in Standard that this is a Hunter card. I think in Wild, this is not a card that you're ever running. I'll watch, and maybe even play some Standard like 5 cost Beast Druid, like for fun. But I'm not even sure how powerful it'll be there. That's a moot point. In Wild, this is a 1 for me. What do you think about it, Mike?
Not to say less, but it's a 1 for me.
Same. We talked about it. I mean, I think that it's a build around, and if I'll goof around with it and see if I can come up with anything, but I think that it's not strong enough to do what you want it to do.
All right, let's move on. We've got Shandu Wildclaw. So this is a Hunter Druid legendary, 3 mana, 3/3. Choose one. Give beasts in your deck +1/+1, or transform into a copy of a friendly beast. So it's like a faceless manipulator for beasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a Prince Keliseth for your deck.
Or both.
Or both. If it's choose one. So if you want to complete the Druid quest, right? Then you get both. Or you have
Fandral.
Fandral. You can do both. Is it worth it? I don't think so. I think that it's a stretch to get to that. If you're strictly running it to do like a Prince Keliseth thing, then you probably just run Prince Keliseth.
I don't know, but there's some pretty decent. With Keliseth has got a pretty hard limitation on it, though.
You can run no 2 cost cards except for Keliseth.
And Hunter has some decent 2 cost cards.
Are you guys already forgetting the Keliseth, Shadow Step, Keliseth, Shadow Step like that? That was
it was good in Rogue, but not
Hunter or Druid though, right?
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I think this is a solid card. I don't know if anyone's going to play it. This is 3 for me.
So for me, Shando Wildclaw has nearly unlimited potential. You can run this in, of course, Highlander Hunter. You get an extra King Crush with Bran, right? That's the obvious, right? You don't have to use the like, OG Bran in conjunction with Dino Tabor Bran. You can run Shando instead. What really excites me about Shando Wildclaw is of course, a more mid-range hunter, the kind of more beast centric one, where it is that Keleseth effect with minimal. I'm not going to say no, but minimal deck restrictions, because of course it only buffs beasts, right? But in that deck, you're pretty like you don't run Master's Call because Shando Wildclaw itself is not a beast. Or do you? And like if you end up hitting this, you're kind of okay with it because it's a Keleseth effect. I don't know. Like there's so many amazing possibilities with Shando Wildclaw. And this is a really big if a beast druid is whatsoever viable, it's because of Shando Wildclaw. It won't be. It won't be. Don't get me wrong. But if it whatsoever is, it's because Shando Wildclaw is there to give all of those beasts +1/+1. That said, it's not completely busted. It's super versatile. It's going to be played in a myriad of hunter decks and fringe play in Druid. For me, this is an easy 4-star card because I can think of a number of tier 1 decks that will play this, including Highlander Hunter. But it's not going to be the like busted, like amazing OP thing that some people are making out to be. It's amazing. No. It's not a 5-star card. This is a 4 for me. What do you think, Mike?
All right, so for me, it's definitely a 4. I see the upside. I know there's potential with it. At the moment, I just focus on playing Dino Tamer Bran and then King Crush. And then if I don't get Dino Tamer, wait, this is wild. So I'm sorry. I'm thinking right. Yeah, Dino Tamer populates a King Crush, and then its copies a King Crush. So there's 16 face right there. Was it Duin? I think I saw it Duin. Post Emperor Thorsan Tick brings us to 2. Brings, what was this combo? It was some crazy combo where he got 3 King Crushes. Guys are hunter genius.
You ain't gotta memorize doing stuff. Doing he crazy. Like he's got everything. We'll just tag him in it.
Yeah. So what do you give it a 4, Mike?
Oh, 4, yeah.
For me, I think this is a solid 3. I can see how you guys can give it a 4, and I think that's valid. I can definitely see the versatility here. I'm not quite sure that it's good enough for Wild, but I definitely see jamming it in pretty much any hunter deck. It doesn't really feel like a Druid deck to me. That being said, like I've been wanting to make a Beast Druid deck work for 4 years now. Like I'm going to try it again. Every time a new set comes out, I try it again. And so there's potential. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but for me, I'll give it a 3. Cautiously optimistic though, but yeah.
Maybe that critical mass is here. Finally.
It could be.
I don't think it is, but maybe.
Could be. All right. Electric Sheep, you're up next. We got Demon Hunter.
All right. I've got Demon Hunter squared. The squared is only on the Hunter. So we're starting out with Blood Herald. Blood Herald is a 5-mana 1/1 with no tribe. Of course, Demon Hunter squared card. This minion, whenever a friendly minion dies while this is in your hand, gain +1/+1. Why?
Exactly.
Like this isn't playable in standard. It's sure not playable in wild. Like this is a 1, just like its stats. What do you think, Mike?
I totally agree. Yep. You stole the words out of my mouth. Yeah. Garbage.
Yeah.
1.
I think so too. I have it down as a 1. The cost is too high. It takes up a spot in your hand till it's big enough to play. It's way too slow. 1.
Garbage 1.
Next. Speaking of next, the next card is, of course, Demon Companion. Demon Companion is a 1 mana demon hunter/hunter spell that summons a random demon companion. So those demon companions are, of course, all demons, but they mirror the animal companion, right? So there's 3 of them. There's the Misha clone, that's a 2/2 with taunt. There's the Huffer clone, that's a what was it, a 2/1 with charge?
Something like that.
And there's the Leok clone that is a 2/2, a 1/2, that gives all of your other minions +1 attack.
It reminds me of being an infested Terran. I don't know if y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sheep
Back
City?
in the day. So Demon Companion for me, you're running this in almost like you're definitely running this in Odd Demon Hunter. Period.
Well, yeah,
Period.
why not?
Yeah.
It's a 1 mana summon whatever.
Yeah, like it
Get a 1 mana minion no matter what. So we're gonna full maul for this thing. So
yeah. And they're all demons, so that synergizes with Demon Hunter. I don't think it's quite there for Hunter because it doesn't have that beast synergy that like Animal Companion does. But Demon Companion is freaking broken in Demon Hunter. And I think this is going to be so broken in Standard that we're going to see a nerf for it. Because of that, and of course, the fact that it's just an amazing card in and of itself, Demon Companion gets a 5 from me.
Wow,
A very
nice.
elusive 5. So my buddy Mike has momentarily stepped away, so I'm going to kick it over to you, Nate.
Sounds good.
How
Yeah,
do you
poor
feel
Mike. It
about
is.
Demon Companion?
It's 5:30 in the morning, Mike time. He said the sun's coming up. Oh my god.
The sun will come out right now.
his girlfriend's gonna be like, "What the heck, dude? Like you going to bed now?"
Yeah. Oh, dude. I give this a 4. I don't know that it's busted, but it's definitely really, really good. I mean, this is like an auto include in Odd Demon Hunter, like auto include. I don't know that I put it, and actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I would end up putting this in my Spell Hunter deck as well. I don't.
Ooh.
Class things.
Yeah. I don't see any downside to this. I mean, I don't think that it's like busted, but like Animal Companion is good, right? We always run Animal Companion in Hunter because it is a solid, good card. And like, even when you low roll, it's still not bad. I like all of these effects in Demon Hunter particularly.
Oh,
I think it's a solid 4 for me. For 1 mana, like that is a lot of value for 1 mana. So, you know, what do you think? What do you think, Hydra?
5.
Okay.
It's a solid 5. 1 mana summon a card that's better than a 1-drop. Like, why the hell not? Right? Like, and shout out to Trips.
Yeah, this is basically mana cheating, right?
No. Yeah, it is. But if you did not get that beer crack, that's a Trips.
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah.
From tier 5. Rest
Beautiful.
in peace.
Beauty.
But no, totally. It's a 1 mana summon a demon companion. It's a solid 1-drop. It's always going to be better than an average, like whatever you're going to get. So no, it's good. Like 5. This is a 5 in Odd Demon Hunter.
Yeah, you take Blazing Battle Mage out, you put Demon Companion in, you feel happy about your life.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Straight up.
586%. Mike, how do you feel about our good card, Demon
Say,
Companion?
tired.
How do you feel?
Demon Companion. So I saw the card itself. I actually didn't see what the companions are. Apologies.
They basically
No
do
worries.
what Animal Companion does, but half. So instead of a 4/2 with charge, it's a 2/1. Instead of a 4/4 with taunt, it's a 2/2 with taunt. It's the same type of deal, but half, but for 1 mana.
And they're all demons as well.
Basically,
Instead of beasts, they're demons.
So they have a Leok that buffs up demons +1 attack.
I believe it was all cards. Let me verify that though.
Because I know Animal Companion, you can get Leok and it'll give your beast +1. Is it beast? Isn't Leok beast?
Yeah. Is Leok? Yeah, Leok's a beast.
I think Leok buffs everything though. I don't think it's only buffs beasts, right?
My bad.
One of them isn't a beast.
Okay. Well, if this card works like Animal Companion, but it's half of that, I'll still give it a 3. Because it costs 1, right? Yeah.
It only costs 1. Yeah, this feels like
Yeah.
I'll be jamming this in Odd Demon Hunter, like easy peasy.
Yeah.
Easily.
So Kolek, which is the Leok analog, is your other minions have +1 attack. So it is not limited to demons.
Got it.
All right. Let's go on to the next card.
So you said 3, Mike?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's 5:35 a.m. over here.
I think
You're good, man.
Starting to tap
I
out.
think we got two cards left in this set. I think Mike is probably gonna bow out and get some rest. It's been
I don't blame you,
Unfortunately,
man. You're
East
fading.
Coast.
I understand.
Yeah.
So
It's like Royal Rumble. You know, each person falls out once an hour.
there you go. That brings us to True Aim Crescent. True Aim Crescent is a 1 mana, 1 attack for durability, Demon Hunter / Hunter card, weapon rather, that reads, after your hero attacks a minion, your minions attack it too. So this does not mean that if your hero attacks face, all of your minions will attack face. If that was how this worked, this would be a 5-star card, period. Like, this would be crazy. As it is, it's still borderline busted. By borderline busted, of course, I mean it is a 4. Odd Demon Hunter is running this for sure. It's got that 4 durability. With the next card that we're going to be talking about in particular, Odd Demon Hunter runs True Aim Crescent for sure. Without the next card we were talking about, that we'll talk about, maybe not. But with Ace Hunter Crescent definitely gets run, and it's going to be bonkers. Not quite busted, but really good. What do you think about it, Mike?
All right, so I like this card a lot. The ability is really cool. I played a lot of different card games. I've never seen something like this. This is pretty neat. I'm going to give this card a 3 to start. Another cool feature I saw was it Zeroshio retweeted Regis Kilbin, or maybe it was just Regis himself. When your minions are frozen and you attack with this weapon, they still attack.
Yeah.
In case nobody knew.
That's spicy. I like that.
It's pretty crazy. So frozen minions aren't affected by this. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You want to?
No, 3.
Okay.
3.
I give this one a 4 as well. So here's my thought. Right, this is amazing stats for 1 mana. No, I'm not sure why you would not include this in Odd Demon Hunter, and frankly, maybe even in like a Reno Hunter or something. And here's how I think you play this. Right, your minions all attack face, and then you attack with this weapon, and then your minions attack for a second time to clear the board. I which just think is totally crazy. It's almost like 2 turns. And then on top of that, if you pair it with Ace Hunter Kreen, and they're all immune, like that's just insane. I think this is a solid 4 for me. I don't think it's broken, but like it's pretty darn close. I love this.
Worth noting as well, the minions will attack in the play order, right? Or summon order in the case of a demon companion, right? So just worth noting, if you're trying to play this card, the first minion that gets summoned will be the first thing that attacks whatever it is you attack with True Aim Crescent.
Okay. So for me, this seems like a zoo style card, right? We're not only hitting face here, we're trading. We're going to attack a minion, and then we're going to force all of our minions to make a trade, right? Is how this works.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, it depends, because I think a lot of times, especially in Odd Demon Hunter, like you're trying to flood the board, so you attack your minion. Like this is how I think it runs, right? Your minions all go face, then you attack a minion to try to clear the board. And so
you can full go face and then attack, and then it happens again.
That's my understanding, if I'm reading it correctly.
No, but I think you're right,
because it doesn't
100%.
So here's the thing. I think depending on what you're seeing, if I'm facing a pirate warrior or something, like, and I've got 4 minions on board, like it's only going to take 1 minion, maybe 2, to clear that minion that I just attacked, and so my other ones are going to survive. Like I don't think that I'm going to necessarily clear my own board by doing this. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know.
It's odd.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on then.
Yeah, that brings us to the minion that, of course, we were speaking of earlier, and that is Ace Hunter Kreen. Ace Hunter Kreen is a 3-mana 2/4 minion, no tribe, that reads, your other characters are immune while attacking. So definitely worth noting, that says characters, not just minions.
Yep.
So that includes your face. That includes, of course, all of your minions. All of your characters are immune while themselves attacking. So particularly whenever we were talking about True Aim Crescent, we're playing, say that I'm playing as an Odd Demon Hunter against a Disco Zoo, right? I can drop Ace Hunter Kreen, trade with like my Satyr Overseer and like 1 or 2 of the 2/2s that it's pooped out. They don't take any damage, period, right? And then I attack with my True Aim Crescent into a big boy. I don't take damage for doing so, and all my minions also attack that and take out that big guy as well, that Doom Guard in the Disco Zoo scenario, right? I now took a almost parity board state into a commanding board state with Ace Hunter Kreen as the minion that is now the primary target instead of Satyr Overseer. This is huge. Like, this is amazing.
Yes.
Like, this has got to be a 5. This is a 5 for me. Like, I keep on wanting to take it down to a 4, but I can't. This Ace Hunter Kreen is just way too good, and I think it was supposed to be, because it's, of course, named after Hunter Ace. Yeah. So Ace Hunter Kreen and Hunter Ace, 5-star card. We salute you.
I feel like this is a day 1 golden craft, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
I've heard talk against this card, but I don't believe it. No way. Right? Like, so the idea that I've heard is, if you already have the board, why are we trading? Right? Like, if you are playing Demon Hunter, you're hitting the face at all times. But I feel like this is like a mirror card, or you're reversing another aggro deck card. So it's in the mirror, or it's versus, say, like Hunter or Warrior or something like that.
Odd Rogue, which is definitely coming back.
Yeah, no, like definitely. And trust me, I'm playing Odd Rogue. I love that deck. This is necessary. This is a 4 out of 5 stars for me, for sure. It's amazing and wild. And standard, meh.
What do you think, Mike?
All right, excuse me. This card right here, I got to give it 5 stars. Ace Hunter Kreen, just like you guys said, it's after Hunter Ace. I'd love to go on and on about this card, but I'll be hitting the hay soon in a few minutes. I can wait a few minutes. Hunter Ace waited a few years to get this card, so I feel bad for the guy. Run through the tournament, win a championship, and you got to wait for your prize. But for waiting 2 years, this card is pretty top notch. So hey, I'll wait 2 years if Blizzard wants to make me a card. That's cool. As far as other characters being immune while attacking, of course we like to go face. I'd go in and say I don't see myself doing trades here and there, but a lot of games can be different. I don't see any downside to this card. That's why I go 5. Like I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I give it a 5 as well. Now, here's my thought, right? I know you guys have all been saying, well, in an aggro deck, you don't trade, but like in the mirror, sometimes you have to.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make smart trades, but this enables you to, like, whoever owns the board wins. And if I can clear the whole board and all my stuff is immune, like, okay, cool. Then I can hit you in the face and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm not the strongest aggro player, but I took aggro decks to Legend 3 months in a row. Like and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. With all the nerfs to Demon Hunter, the odd Demon Hunter definitely got weaker, and I think this was something that the deck needed to get back into kind of like a tier 1 status. So this seems pretty awesome to me. So I give it a 5.
Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. What's going on now?
Well, I think Mike, you're gonna hang out. Or you're gonna drop off. I think it is almost 6 a.m. where you're at. So
I can take over for Mike if he's getting a piece.
Yeah, I was gonna bow out. I was trying to make it, but it's almost 6 here.
Yeah, no.
I don't blame me at all, man.
We may have to rethink this a little bit for next time. But
no, it's a long stream. I got you, bro. Have a good night.
But I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who was able to stop by Twitch, check this out, YouTube, downloads. Hey, if you guys are still streaming when I wake up, I'm more than happy to jump back in.
I hope not, but
right.
Murphy, my sister's trying to get me on some sort of like stream at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, ain't happening. I love you, sis, but
yo, Mike, you are a gentleman and a scholar. I love you quite dearly, my friend.
Shout out to Mike. Oh,
you are one of my all-time favorite people, and I don't say that lightly.
Oh, and according to BlitzJI, the smoothest voice in podcasting.
The smoothest voice. I want to give a shout out to Nate Wolf, TCG, for bringing me on as a co-host.
Happy to have you.
Props to you. Meeting you guys here every week is pretty sweet. And talking daily in Discord. Shout out to Sheep. Great teammate, great overall friend, period. If I was more awake, I'd have greater things to say. I did about 9 hours ago, so excuse me. But yeah, with that, for those who are listening, you can find me on this podcast every Friday night. Normally it's not 8 hours, but it's cool. Find me everywhere else. Michael TV. And I'm always in the Discord. Just gonna go grab some sleep right now, and then
you're not always
good to go.
You set up the Discord, man. You're all over it. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Thank you so much, Discord. Mike, for coming on and putting in all the work. And this has been a marathon session for sure. So props to all of you guys. Much appreciated.
Bro.
Next week will be return to normal, so that should be better for all of us. But all right. Well, have a good night. Get some rest.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, real quick. It's a new month, so Sheep, I'm taking that deck. We're going back to Legend.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, Mech Paladin, baby.
We got to start. We got to start racing, you guys.
Oh,
But before you head out, Mike, any of your pluggables, give us your Twitter and stuff like that.
It's not fair. I only got 9x because I didn't get Legend this month. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you can find me on any social. Here's one better. Go to Google at Michael TV. Everything pops up. Trust me, I already checked.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
All right.
Okay, well, you know what? I get a handicap because I got a stupid. It's fine. I'll still win. Screw y'all. It's all good. All right.
All right. Hold up 1 second. I gotta. Let's see.
I know we all switched off. Man, really? Actually, I'm pretty pissed off about that. That I didn't get Legend, and I got. Well, it's 3 months in a row now that I got 9x.
Aw.
Well, since it started. Yeah. No. Pissing me off.
What have you been playing?
Obviously, nothing good.
That's rough. That's rough.
No, like I would. The first month, month 2, when we got the new system, I was playing Q-Block, and I went. I would love to give you the screenshot. I went like 82%. It was something like 30-6 or something like that. It was ridiculous, and I got to Diamond 1 and then lost like 13 games in a row.
No.
Went down to Diamond 5, and I was like, I don't want to play anymore.
I will say with the new system, Diamond 5 is no longer insurmountable. Like you can climb from Diamond 5 to Legend if you have a good like a deck and win rate and all that in 2 or 3 hours.
Oh no, I know. Trust me. I started playing Paladin with Molten Giants.
All right. Hey, let's jump into.
I'm gonna get. This is my goal. I'm gonna play Molten Giant Paladin Pirates all the way to Legend next month.
I believe in you.
All right, you got this. All right, next up, let's do Demon Hunter Warlock. I will take it. The first card is Spirit Jailer. It is a 1-mana 1/3 demon. Battle cry, shuffle 2 soul fragments into your deck. I think that and that's a very big if, Odd Demon Hunter gets a soul fragment build, which I think we'll try and it won't work, that this will go into it. It has good stats for 1 mana. It's definitely intended for standard. I will optimistically give it a 2, but I think it probably deserves a 1.
I give it a 2 stars as well. It's a great statted card. It is not statted for Wild, so it's 2 for me.
And I'm going to be the only person giving Spirit Jailer the 1 it deserves in Wild. If we were looking at standard, I might give it like a 2 or 3, but this is Wild. Spirit Jailer is a 1 in Wild.
Yeah,
you're not going to play it.
Fair enough. Okay, next up, Soul Sheared is a 2-mana spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Shuffle 2 soul fragments into your deck. I don't think that this sees play in Wild whatsoever. I think if I want to, I'd rather just use Dark Bomb. It does basically the same thing. So I give this a 1.
To me, it says deal 3 damage to a minion, so it's already bad. I wanted to say deal 3 damage.
Period, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
So it's got a cool head crack sort of like image, but no. We're going to go with 1.
Yeah. For me, this says deal 3 damage to a minion, turn off your Reno effects, and you can't play this in odd anything.
A 0 then.
Yeah, 0 if I could. Like there's not going to be an even warlock that plays soul fragments, so yeah, 1.
All right. Next up we have
Firebat.
Philosophy. It is a 1 mana epic spell. Copy the lowest cost demon in your hand. Outcast, give both +1/+1. This is really interesting. I have been racking my brain for ways to make this work. I could see some potential in wild warlock decks, whether it's Reno or Cube, because it generates an extra copy of a minion. I don't see this being played in Demon Hunter probably at all, but maybe.
I don't read it.
I'm not sure. Like, I think that these decks, even Demon Hunter, like, there's a lot of 1-drops already in that deck that are all very proactive, and this is taking up a turn to make a copy of something in my hand. Like,
Not only is it doing that, though, don't forget it's Outcast, right? So it has to be.
I think that
so if it's not outcast, it at least copies it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't buff them.
I give it a 2. I think that it's fringe. Like, it's playable, but I think it needs testing, at least on my end. Like, I will goof around with it and see if I can make it work, but I'm kind of skeptical.
What's really cool is the +1/+1 is nice, right? Like if you have eggs or something like that. Now the eggs have attack, but
it has to be a demon.
Oh my gosh, it's a demon. Okay, well, I don't like it.
Yeah, so I mean, if I use this on my Void Caller, like okay, I like that. I've always got a bunch of demons with sense demons in my hand. Like, that might work, but I mean, here's my thought, right? I play a lot of Q block. That Void Caller is the lowest cost demon in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get an extra copy of that, then I can cheat stuff out earlier. But like, I don't know. The deck is so refined. I don't know what I would pull to put this in. Like, I just don't. I don't really see it. Again, I want to try it. Like, at some point, we always joke around. I wish I would have said this when Danny was here. That at some point, the card pool in Wild is so huge that there's no reason not to make a Reno deck for every class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get weird cards like this landing in one of them. So cool. I can have a duplicate in a Reno deck as long as it's in my hand, right? I mean, I still think it's super fringe. I give it a 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because if you're gonna do Void Caller, you're copying the Void Caller. I don't know. I don't think
if I have Skull out and I copy a demon, then this is just more ammo for Skull to pull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's some potential.
Doom Guard with +1/+1, hopefully.
There's potential, but I don't. It might. I mean, honestly, it might be better in Discard Zoo, or Discard Warlock or whatever you call it.
I'm gonna go with a 3.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's gonna fully be meta. I think it's really good. But yeah, 3 for me.
Okay. What do you think, Sheep?
I think this is a powerful effect that doesn't see any sort of place in any sort of deck that we're running. I think Disco Zoo, this is too slow, right? I want to spend my 1 mana on dropping a Flame Ebb. I want to spend my 2 mana on dropping a Canrathon Ebenlock and like throwing a ton of now even further discounted demons onto the board. The Outcast is kind of cool in that, like, it buffs stuff. So like maybe some sort of a zoo that's not egg or disco, but like if it's not egg or disco, it's not strong enough anyway, right? So all of the things that it really wants to do, copy the lowest cost demon in your hand, are more zoo based. Mm-hmm. Whereas what it does is it's a value engine, which is more like mid-range or control. I I think that this philosophy card is a really strong effect. It's just it's
It doesn't fit, right?
it doesn't fit exactly. So for me, like I hate to give this a 1 because it's such a strong effect, but this is a 1-star card. Like we're not going to see it in anything because it's trying to go too many different ways and it doesn't quite mesh with any of them.
Yeah, yeah. All right, here is the legendary of the set. It is called Sociologist. That's pretty good. Militia.
Top tier meme.
Yeah.
Sorry, pun.
7 mana, 5/5 battle cry for each soul fragment in your deck. Summon a 3/3 soul with rush. This is like that Dr. Boom card that draws you, boom bots or whatever. Like, but
Except way worse.
except that we don't play this in Wild at all. Like, this is a 1 for me. Unfortunately.
1 and pass.
Yeah,
Black.
1 and for me too. Like, no, we're not playing this in Wild. This is a standard card for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, now we get into the interesting ones. Priest, Warlock. I think Hydra, you're up to take these.
Okay. Let me update where I was because I totally just closed where I was at. Can you resend me that link?
Yeah, I'll jump on the first one while you're waiting. It's called Raise Dead. This is a 0 mana spell. Deal 3 damage to your hero. Return 2 friendly minions that died this game to your hand. This is interesting to me. I don't really know how to play it. Like, this is something new. I think that potentially, like, I could drop this in Big Priest. Potentially, I could drop this in Cube Lock. The downside is that the minions go to your hand, so you have to play them again.
Right.
I do think that 0 mana spells are really awesome in Reno Priest. And so if I am using this to get back, like a loot hoarder or something like that, maybe. But I don't know. I gave it a 2. I think that it requires some experimentation. It's probably too slow and not refined enough to actually go in something, but there's some potential.
Yo, Sheep,
Hey,
can you send me the link again?
yeah, sure. Which one for?
Oh no, just for the order of the cards here. Or I can go off Hearthstone.
The spreadsheet. We want to send him the spreadsheet.
Cool.
There we go. Got it. Nice.
It's up on
Yeah.
the, it's up on the screen too. If you want to, if you have I don't know if you have a second monitor, you can just look at the screen.
Okay, so we're going for Raise Dead. This is a 0 mana priest warlock. Deal 3 damage to your hero. Return 2 friendly minions that died this game to your hand. I don't know. I don't like this card. I mean, I don't like 0 mana cards, but I also don't think it's very good. Right? Like 0 damage is never, or 0 mana is never good, but return 2 friendly minions that died this game to your hand. I mean, if it's like Yashraj or something like that, I guess that's kind of bad.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of having to replay them.
Exactly.
And so I think maybe even this is a 1 for me. Like, I don't want it. Like, if I could cheat it out, I mean, I guess my thought is, okay, if I've got Skull out and I get a demon back and then it plops it back, but like, I don't want to waste a spot in my deck with this card.
Yeah.
I think a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Yeah, it's a one for me too. If it rezzed any of these things, then we'd be singing a way different tune.
Oh
But
yeah.
it doesn't. So one for me as well.
All right.
Okay, that's cool. So sheep, I totally lost the page that we were keeping score on. Insane.
It's in the Discord. If you click the link.
We've all if you're looking for the
No, like the website where we were keeping score and everything, like the public score thing.
Oh, I've been typing on my own spreadsheet this whole time.
See, that's what I was following along on. Is the one that sheep made.
I'll jam the next one while you get set up.
You jamming? I gotta catch up because now I gotta type in a new screen name.
This next one is called Brittlebone Destroyer. This is a 4-mana 3/3 battle cry. If your hero's health changed this turn, destroy a minion. I gave this a 3. I think it's pretty solid. I think this is pretty easy to play in Reno Priest, Reno Warlock, even Warlock. I think it's easier to play in Warlock, especially if you can
Oh my god.
especially like in an even deck where you tap for 1. But I think you have to look at this card as this is not a 4-mana 3/3. This is a 6-mana 3/3, right? If you're using your hero power with it, but still, this is a assassinate on a stick, right? Or on a body. So I think that the effect is strong. I don't think that it's like, I'm not sure that I would say it's incredible. It's definitely not broken. But to destroy, I think a solid 3 for me. I mean, maybe even a 4, but I think I would give it a 3.
Yeah, and while you're kind of deciding between 3 and 4, I'm definitely going hard in on 4.
Okay.
Which of course is the mana cost and not the attack or health. And that is because of Evenlock, right? Evenlock really just needed a couple of small tools in order to go from like fringe to meta.
I agree.
And Brittlebone Destroyer, I think, is one of the cards that gets it there. 5 mana, 3/3. That's also an assassinate. That's amazing. If you're playing against aggro, you can just drop this. But if you're playing against aggro as Evenlock, you're probably already dead. Or dropping the 4 mana 7/7 with taunt already. So for me, I think that Brittlebone Destroyer is a 4 because it takes something that was kind of fringe playable and makes it, I think, a meta deck, like 100% a meta deck.
Yeah, we were talking about this last week with Ben from work, and he was all over it. Between this and the next one, I think really looking forward to getting Even Warlock back.
Completely agreed on all counts. The Flesh Giant is the other kind of piece in that puzzle that makes Evenlock viable in this meta.
Yeah. What score do you think, Hydra?
I am, the way the web page works, I'm slowly like re-voting every single card so I can get to where you are.
No worries. So just looking at Brittlebone Destroyer, which is a 4 mana 3/3 with the battle cry. If your hero's health changed this turn, destroy a minion. What do you think about that in terms of score?
Nate?
Yeah, I give it a solid 3. I mean, it might even be a 4. I think it's very good for sure in the right deck. Like this is an auto include an Even Warlock for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, and I gave it a 4 for pretty much the exact same reason.
Nice, I agree.
All right. Let's see here. Next up is this Flesh Giant. This is an 8 mana 8/8. Costs 1 less for each time your hero's health changed during your turns. So I think, like we were talking about, There's clearly synergy for both Priest and Warlock, although the only wild deck I see this going in is even Warlock. I don't think that it gets reduced faster than the other giants, but it's definitely playable. I think as even Warlock, you want to be tapping every turn, at least until you're almost dead. But like, this is definitely not gonna cost 8. It might cost 5. It might cost 4. I don't know.
I don't think this is the type of giant that's gonna get reduced to like 1 or 2. But you're playing like Cobalt Librarian, or you're playing Flame Imp, or you're tapping. It's gonna come down to like 3 or 4. So I still think it's good. It's not great, but it's good.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I mean, it definitely slots into even Warlock for sure.
Yeah, and if you're playing particularly even Warlock, and you're playing like a Vulgar Homunculus and tapping on 3, right? You're discounting it 2 that turn. So you've already discounted it 1 on your first turn. You've discounted it 1 on your second turn, both of which are tapping. Then you've discounted it by 2 turn 3. You can drop Flesh Giant on turn 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's solid.
4 mana, 8/8 seems pretty solid to me.
Yeah. Since Flesh Giant is more kind of tethered to only, not only, but almost only, competitively only, even lock. I completely agree with your 3, Nate. I'm going with the 3 as well, just because it's less versatile than Brittle Bone Destroyer. But I mean, it's still an amazing card. I'm just not sure if you're running Flesh Giant over like Mountain Giant in particular, or if you run both. Maybe you do, but that's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're running Flesh and Mountain and Molten Giant, like 6 of your cards are now these giants.
I might run this instead of the Mountain Giant.
Interesting. See, I was thinking maybe instead of the Molten Giant.
I think late game, like, I don't know, because I think that you pull out some of the healing stuff to put in your Brittle Bone Destroyer. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to have to play with this one a lot, I think. And I need to experiment and see. I'm not quite sure yet, but this will be an interesting...
Okay. I finally caught up. I had to go vote on everything all over again. So we're going to go with the new legendary.
Wait. What did you score on this one? This Flesh Giant?
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. This new legendary. Yes. Disciplinarian Gandling.
Yeah. It's a 4 mana 3/6. After you play a minion, destroy it and summon a 4/4 failed student. So it's a 4 mana 3/6 that Vile Spine's your own dude. Right?
Yeah.
That's the point.
It's funny because it's true.
Like that's the idea, I suppose. Like to either like you either kill an egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like anything with a death rattle, or like a 1/1 that makes a big 4/4. So
yeah.
Right? That's the idea. So this, in my opinion, is a 4-star card.
What do you think, Sheep?
So the egg variant of Zoo is not as strong as Disco, and I honestly think it's not as strong as just straight up regular Zoo, right? Disciplinarian Gandling itself is a 4 mana card, which means that the like eggs that you're playing into this are like, typically 2 mana, so you're having to pay 6 mana. Yes, you are then getting a 4/4 and then from Disciplinarian Gandling killing it, and then another 4/4 from the Nerubian egg, right? So you're getting 8/8 there, but you also have the 3, what was it, 3/6? 3/6 body that it has. So that's kind of powerful, but I think it just happens too late for what Zoo wants to do. I think that this deck, has a place. I just don't think that place is like a real big meta deck. I think this is kind of that limited play and tier 3 and tier 4 decks, which makes that a 2 for me. What do you think, Nate?
Interesting. I give this one a 5.
I don't think.
Now,
I don't think turn 4 is too late.
Here's the thing. I almost think that this card is so versatile, right? I can play it in Egg Priest, which I think Get Me Out is probably the only one that plays that. But I can play it in Egg Warlock. I can jam this in Cube Lock. I can play this. I can play this with the lackeys, like with the lackey build. And I think it's great stats for mana cost, great synergy, and Cube Lock is basically a Spirit Singer Umbra. Like you play your stuff and it dies right off the bat. It's a different Umbra, but like I think that this is like an auto kill. Like you cannot leave this out. And I don't know, with the lackeys, I think that there's something there. Eggs, I don't know that I love it with eggs, but like this can get out of control really quickly. I don't know. I think it has potential to be meta defining. I like it. And this is as a Warlock player.
Yeah.
I think that like I could see myself crafting this one in gold. I think this for me is a super cool card. It's definitely it's going to require some work. Like this is a build around card for sure. But I think if it's done right, we could do some pretty crazy stuff.
I'm excited to see the initiative.
Yeah. All right. What is next?
We're on to Priest Paladin, I believe, which is you.
All right. Okay, here we go. Priest Paladin. First card up is called Wave of Apathy. This is a 1-mana common spell. Set the attack of all enemy minions to 1 until your next turn. I don't think that this is strong enough for Wild. I would rather use my mana to do something stronger or more impactful. I think this is a 1.
1.
Yep, 1 for me as well.
Easy.
Cool flavor. Doesn't go in my deck though.
Yeah. Okay, next up is a 3-mana rare spell called Gift of Luminance. Give a minion Divine Shield, then summon a 1/1 copy of it. I think that this has potential to get out of control. I gave it a 3, but so here's I had to think about this long and hard. But picture this, right? This copy is a minion that has a bunch of Libram Death Rattle buffs on it. You get a 1/1, like you get the 1/1 with all the Death Rattles, right? And then both get Divine Shield. Like that seems actually really good. So, especially when my Librams now cost 0, like this is crazy. So this gives me 2 Divine Shield minions with the Death Rattles intact. It depends what I use it on. Like it definitely has to go in the right deck. Like I'm not going to play this in Priest. I'm playing this in Paladin. And I give it a solid 3. Like it's a little bit of a tempo loss maybe, but there's a lot of potential for like crazy swing turn here. I think I don't know. I'm pretty happy giving it a 3. I think that it actually seems pretty good.
I'm going to go with a solid 2. I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think it's going to be meta. So 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same place. I think the place that I see Gift of Luminance kind of carving is the last Kaleidosaur deck that I was talking about, right? This is another thing that progresses the quest. It's another thing that synergizes with the quest reward. It's straight up good and makes that deck maybe actually playable, which is kind of cool. But I don't think that it's gonna be meta. So for me, it's a 2, but it's a high 2. And it could very well be bringing that deck into straight up viability, as well as the next card that we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
The next couple.
Okay, so the next one is called Devout Pupil. This is a 0-mana 4/5. Divine Shield Taunt costs 1 less for each spell that you've cast on a friendly character this game. So there's a lot of potential here. I think, like you said, like a Quest Paladin, or Libram Paladin. There's some versatility. I think that this is probably the corridor creeper of the set. There's no way that this is going to cost 6 in a Paladin deck. I don't really see it being played in Priest. It might feel bad to draw early, but it seems really strong to me in the right deck. Either some sort of like you said, Last Kaleidosaur deck or some Libram Pally deck seems pretty strong, and depending on when you get to it, could have potential to be a lot cheaper than 6. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm giving this one a 4. Maybe that's a mistake, but we'll see.
I'm gonna give this more of a 2. I think that your optimism is amazing, but I don't think it's gonna be there.
I know, especially for 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't see it. This is a 2 for me. Paladin has a lot better things to do, and maybe on the pre-side, possibly, but no, 2 for me.
Yeah, but for me, this also goes in that Last Kaleidosaur deck, which you mentioned Librams. That Last Kaleidosaur deck, of course, also runs Librams. I mean, yeah, if you can get a 0 mana 4/5, that's dope. Like, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But and this does, of course, also have Divine Shield and Taunt, which is a really good payoff. You're never sorry to see this get drawn, which is like the big part. I'm definitely going to play this deck. I don't think that this deck is going to be competitively viable, but if it is, it will honestly be on the back of Devout Pupil. So I can respect your 4 while I myself am giving it a 2.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like it. All right, the last one up for this combo is the legendary called High Abessus Allura. It is a 4 mana 3/6 with spell burst. Cast a spell from your deck. I think that there is potential to have this card be broken. I think that I've got high hopes for it. It's got great stat lines. It works great with Librams. My only concern is what happens when this pulls like an equality, or something like that. Then, oops. But chances are it's going to pull, like, I put this in my Libram deck.
Yeah.
And this could do some crazy stuff. I don't know. I saw people rating this super high. I've seen people rating it low. I don't think that this is broken, but I think that it could get out of hand. I think I am comfortable giving it a 4, which feels generous, but I think that it will be very strong.
So the idea here, it does say targets this if possible. So say the card is Blessing of Kings. It's going to hit this, right?
Yeah, but it's going to pull a random spell, though, from your deck, right? You don't get to choose the spell.
No, you don't.
So,
just thinking.
I mean, yeah, no, it's cool. Like, if that 5 mana one from earlier that gives it +8/+8, or something that copies it and makes a 1/1 copy with Divine Shield, or, like a buff, definitely. But what happens if it pulls a board clear? Then we're really sad. So,
yeah, and I think that deck runs very specific board clears, right? So I don't think that it runs equality. I think it runs the equality like Libram, right? Because that would only like equality your opponent's board and not your own, because it's not targetable, right? I think this is kind of like the payoff for running Librams, and is also why you run the Libram and Last Kaleidosaur buff your own dudes kind of deck in conjunction with one another, right? Like, this is the payoff for running the 2 together as well.
What score do you guys give it?
Well, I give it a 2.
Yeah, and I'm smack dab in the middle of both of y'all with a 3.
Okay.
I think that this sees play in more than just my meme deck that I'm theory crafting. I think it's more versatile than that, but I don't think that it's like definitely gonna see play. I think it's just playable.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay. So we got Paladin and Warrior. Was this gonna be Mike?
This is you, bud.
Oh,
Yeah. This was gonna be Danny, but
I got her. Actually, I think this would be really cool in Golden. So we got a 1 mana Shield of Honor spell. Give a damaged minion +3 attack and Divine Shield. That's actually kind of cool, to be honest. +3 attack for 1 mana and Divine. At this point, I don't even care about the Divine Shield. I want to hit your face.
Yeah, it does need to be a damaged minion.
yeah, that's the downside to it, right? Otherwise, you could like if it wasn't damaged, like you would run it in like Odd Paladin or something, right? But like it has to be
100%.
damaged, so you can't.
Berserker or it's not great, but it's pretty cool. This is a 2.
I think you play this in Rage Warrior in Standard.
Yeah, it isn't a wild card.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you. This is a standard card. It's a cool card. Those kind of like enrage effects can be powerful, but the fact that it already has to be damaged on board and it's not like you damage it to get the effect, is what has me giving it a 1. Like if this was just straight up in rage, then like it would be getting a higher like rating than that. But it's 1 for me.
Me too.
Okay, next one. Commencement. This is a 7 mana spell. Summon a minion from your deck. Give it taunt and divine shield. I'm not paying 7 mana in Wild to bring something down with taunt and divine shield. This is a 1 mana. 1 star. 2 mana. 1 star card for me.
Yeah. This is another recruit effect. Recruit Warrior is not really viable whatsoever, but maybe having more recruit effects and this one with taunt, like that actively gives it taunt and divine shield for 1 more mana than the recruit effect itself, may be worth. The fact that it's not a copy and it just straight up recruits it is honestly to its detriment. So I'm going to give it a 2. This will see play like in week 1 when people are trying to make recruit warrior work. It won't stay around. Like it's going to leave the meta real quick, but we'll probably see play in standard for like dual paladin, but yeah, we won't see play outside the first week for wild, so it's a 2 for me.
Yeah, I gave it a 1, and I mean, gosh, like I've been wanting a recruit warrior to work for such a long time, but like what always ends up happening, unless there's a way to reduce the mana cost, like you always end up with a whole handful of 10 drops, and like I think that this costs 7. It's definitely a build around. The mana is really expensive. I want it to work really badly, but unfortunately I just don't think it does. I'm still going to try it. But I give it a 1 for now, sadly.
Unfortunately.
So the way to make all the 10 cost cards in your hand viable is by running the Boom Ship.
Yeah.
Which is a 9 mana, summon them all out of your hand, which again, it summons them. They're not copies.
If you want to play that style, like Big Shaman is just better.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Okay, let's take a look at the ultimate ketchup and mustard, which is Ceremonial Maul, Spellburst. So, sorry, it's a 3 mana 2/2 weapon. Spellburst. Summon a student with taunt and the stats equal to the spell cost. So this is a handful. I really, really like this weapon. I don't think anything other than maybe Odd Warrior plays it, and I'm not sure if it's good enough. What do you think, Sheep?
Real quick, what was your number for that one?
Oh, 2. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, there are a number of different ways that Ceremonial Maul is trying to go. And I don't think it really achieves any of them, right? Like it wants to be the thing that you like rewards you for buffing your own minions in Paladin, but you have to play a 3-mana 2/2 weapon to get it. No, I'm not going to do that because I need to play a 3-mana minion to Blessing of Kings at the next turn, right? And then of course in Warrior, yeah, Odd Warrior is the only thing that kind of fits, and at that the spells that you're playing are like Blade Storm, or which the big result gives you a 3/3, or like Shield Slam, you get a 1/1. I'm just not seeing it in Wild. Like this is a one-man or 1-star card for me. I want it to be good.
Yeah, I gave it a 1 also, and I felt bad, and I think I mostly felt bad because Mike liked it so much. But like, I agree with you. My notes here say that, okay, I think I could maybe play it in Odd Warrior, Odd Quest Warrior. I'm not sure about Paladin. Like, if I play it in Paladin, it would be Odd Paladin, and my spells are so small that I'm gonna generate a 1/1 with taunt. Like, I want to be doing other stuff. And I think the idea of it is cool, but the execution is flawed. So unfortunately, I think this one is a 1 for me.
All right.
This next one, on the other hand, I think is pretty darn good.
Oh, you mean Lord Barav?
Yes.
Yeah, the 3-mana 3/2. Legendary Warrior Paladin Battlecry. Set the health of all other minions to 1. Death Rattle. Deal 1 damage to all minions. So this card can do a lot. It's only 3 mana. It can turn the whole board into 1 health minions. It can, like, at this point, you can, like, Whirlwind. You can Shield Slam. There's plenty of options. I think this is a really, really, really good card. I think this is actually going to be a 4 for me.
I really, really want to like Lord Barov.
Oh, you don't like it?
I think Lord Barov sees play in Odd Warrior.
But yeah, that's only where it goes.
And I don't think it sees play anywhere else. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know that Odd Warrior is always running Lord Barov. Like, it's usually running Lord Barov, but is it always? Like, are they running more single target removal? Are they just running Blade Storm? Are they just running Blade Flurry? They already kind of have this effect, but it actually kills the minions itself and doesn't require another card to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I love the idea of Lord Barov, and I think it might see a decent amount of play in Standard. I just think we have better tools that achieve the same aim, and we can run 2 of them in Wild. I don't want to give it a 1 because, like, the effect is so powerful. But I think I have to. Like, I think I have to give Lord Barov a 1 for Wild in particular. And it pains me to do it. It really does. But I
No.
think Lord Barov is a 1.
Yeah, I think that it's really strong in Odd Warrior. I could see it going in like a control Paladin deck. It's basically a board clear on a body. The downside to it that I really don't like is that you have to kill it. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like in the other Paladin styles, like what do you run? Wild Pyromancer and Equality, or like it's always a two card combo.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I think that's what Lord Barov is also. Like you can't just drop him and have it be a board clear. Like you've got to drop it and then kill it. And I mean, I definitely think it sees play in control, some kind of control paladin, some kind of odd warrior. I think it has some potential, but trying to make it work gets tricky and a little messy. I think I'm okay giving it a 3, but I worry that I might be scoring it too high because of the difficulty actually triggering its effects.
Yeah, I can see that.
If Lord Barov was a spell that I could combo with Wild Pyromancer and then left behind the 3/2 with this effect, I think I would like it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as it is, it would need 3 cards in order to work with Pyro. Because it needs a spell to actually get the whirlwind effect from Pyro to go along with it. It's so close to being amazing, and it's just not.
It's just quite not. Hey.
All right, next up, we've got Rogue Warrior. So, Sheep, you want to take these?
I very much do. So we are starting Rogue Warrior with Cutting Class. Cutting Class is a 5-mana Rogue Warrior spell that reads, draw 2 cards. Costs 1 less per attack of your weapon. Where are we not running Cutting Class, right? Like we're running it in an Odd Rogue, right? Like unless it's just not quite good enough with the new one mana epic spell. But I think we might even be running it there. Like the times that this is actually going to cost 5 are going to be minimal. Pirate Warrior loves this, right? Because we've always got big weapons that we're swinging face, that we're like, this is going to be like a 2-mana draw 2, if not less.
Kingsbane.
Yeah, Kingsbane. Odd Rogue, like Cutting Class is a Swiss Army knife of draw. Like it's never going to be worse than AI unless you're incredibly unlucky. And because of all that, I have Cutting Class as a 4. What do you think, Nate?
I give it a 4 as well, actually. Because, I mean, essentially the reasons that you stated, if you put this in the right deck, it can be a 0 or 1 mana draw 2. You put it in Pirate Warrior, you put it in Kingsbane Rogue, you could put it in Odd Rogue, you put it in pretty much any deck that's running a weapon. And like, you know, especially in Warrior, you're running Corsair's Cache. I can play it on the Wrench Caliber to buff that. Once I've got a buffed weapon, it makes this cost even less. And like, I don't know, one of the I like drawing cards. Card advantage is a good thing. So I think it's strong. I give it a 4.
Okay. I fully agree with how awesome it is, and drawing cards in aggro decks are sweet. I don't know if it's going to be as easy to use as we might think. I'm going to give it a 3 instead of a 4. I don't think that there's probably better things I want to do on. So it's a 5 cost card, right? Say I reduce it by 2 or 3. Maybe I want to play my Hench Clan Thug. Maybe I want to do something else. Like I'm gonna go with a 3. Yeah,
That's fair. All right.
That's very fair.
yeah.
That brings us into Coerce. Coerce is a 3-mana Rogue Warrior spell that reads, destroy a damaged minion, combo, destroy any minion. Coerce is basically better execute that both Odd Rogue and Odd Warrior can play. Like, that's incredible. Odd Warrior has wanted execute for ages. And if you happen to combo it, it's straight up better than execute that Odd Warrior can just hard run. Like I can't see Coerce being anything less than a 4, because Odd Warrior's going to run it, and Odd Rogue, while it doesn't hard run it, it can, discover it from lackeys if we're running Galakron. Not even necessarily Odd Rogue, but just, regular Rogue can discover this from lackeys or other discover effects. And you're really happy whenever you discover this and you need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might even hard run it in those decks as well, but Odd Warrior and Control Warrior in general is where Coerce is really going to shine, because it's a less conditional execute. One more mana, but if something's already damaged, then it's execute, and if it's not, you can combo it and then just kill even something that's not damaged. That's incredible. What do you think, Nate?
I forgot that execute had been nerfed. Didn't it? It used to be 1 mana, right?
It did, yeah.
And so that's why I was thinking, like, I don't play a ton of warrior, and when I do, it is not Odd Warrior. It's like, it's some kind of tempo, Dragon Warrior, Galakron Warrior, Pirate Warrior, like. But yes, Odd Warrior definitely wants this, because we miss execute. And, it's very versatile. I'm not quite as optimistic as you. I mean, I gave it a 3. I think it's definitely strong. I think for me, the only reason I didn't score it higher is because I don't play the decks that will utilize it as much. So I struggle with how I would play it. But I think that you're definitely onto something there. Anyways, that's me. I give it a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I do think it's a better execute. It does cost more. There is the combo to destroy anything. I'm gonna go in between the two. I'm gonna go 2. I don't think it's amazing, and I don't think it's bad. So 2. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. That brings us to Steel Dancer. Steel Dancer is a 4 mana 4/4 rogue warrior minion, no tribe, with a battle cry. Summon a random minion with cost equal to your weapon's attack. The fact that this isn't a pirate, and the fact that this is even and not odd, I don't think that I'm ever hard running Steel Dancer in anything. Like, I don't think I would ever be sorry for discovering it in like different kind of discover type things, but the things that I'm thinking about running it in aren't really discovering minions anyway. I think Steel Dancer is a standard card. That they want to have like some sort of weapon rogue or something like that. But I think it's a powerful effect. It just doesn't synergize with any of the things that I want to be doing in Wild. So I'm going to give it a 1, and that might be overly critical, but I'm going to give it a 1. What do you think, Nate?
I gave it a 1 as well. The synergy here seems really hard to pull off, and the payoff doesn't seem worth the trouble. And frankly, I just can't picture a deck that this goes into. So I give it a 1.
Okay, well, I'm going to be optimistic on this one. I'm going to go up to a 3.
Wow.
Nice.
Not saying it's good. I'm saying 3 for fun, because I just want to make a giant Kingsbane.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So,
it's worth a shot. I mean, if you can pull it off, then more power to you.
yeah, so 3 for me.
That brings us to Dr. Krastanov. Dr. Krastanov is a 5 mana 4/4 with Rush. Whenever this attacks, give your weapon +1/+1. Dr. Krastanov is really versatile. It can be run in like a kind of rush warrior that uses the what was it called, Playmaker, I think. And all of a sudden you have a 4/4 and a 4/1 that both buff your weapon. That's awesome. You're probably running like Galakron or Wrench Caliber. So you're going to be running weapons, Ankar, that kind of thing. And then Rogue, I think you don't even necessarily need to like, not run this for anything. Like you can run this in Odd Rogue. I don't know that you're ever going to hard run it there though. It's a little too slow. The rush is nice. It's not quite there.
I'm gonna run it. No,
you're gonna run it. Nice.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I think I'm gonna go 3, just because it doesn't have quite as much like straight up synergy as I would like for the more aggressive decks. That said, it is crazy powerful. The attack is amazing, and if we can get multiple buffs with this, then it's done more than its fair share of work. So I'm going to go 3. It's really kind of a 3.5, but I'm kind of teetering between the two, and I'm going with a 3. What do you think, Nate?
I had to think about this one kind of long and hard, and I went from like initially, this is over the last 2 days, starting it out as a 3, then going up to a 5, and I've settled at the 4. I think that basically any aggro deck wants this, right? I want this in Pirate Warrior. I want this in Galakron. The rush is what seals the deal for me. So a 4/4 with rush that's going to buff my weapon. And then I started thinking about it, and like, I love it in Odd Rogue. I think that it's great there. It's great in Kingsbane. Like, it just feels very versatile. I don't see a downside. I mean, at the very, very, very worst, I have to run it as a 5-mana 4/4 with rush. And like, I don't have, a hero, but like, or I don't have a weapon equipped, but in Rogue, that's my hero power. Like, it seems relatively easy to pull off. And so I think that it's really strong, actually. Like, I started out not liking it, and then the more I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I think this actually can work. So I gave it a 4.
Nice. Yeah, for me, I don't see the downside, right? Like, yeah, it's a 5-mana 4/4, but it's with rush, and there's benefits. So no, it's a full include in Odd Rogue. It's a full include. Well, we'll try in Pirate Warrior. I don't know if that will be a thing, but it's an Odd Rogue card for me, and I will be playing that.
I like this better than I like Captain Greenskin.
And I love.
I think I agree.
Right, so.
I mean, it's not a pirate, but like, it buffs my weapon, plus it has rush. So,
and it might buff your weapon multiple
times.
It's
happening. It's a 4 for me.
All right.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on that one, and while I'm still okay with ending on a 3, I can not disagree with your 4s either.
Okay. This is me, huh? Okay, so we are now on Mage Rogue. First up is Wand Thief. This is a 1-mana 1/2 minion with combo Discover a Mage spell. I think that this finds a home easily in Quest Mage. It's really easy to combo off, and discovering a Mage spell in particular seems very versatile. I like it. I think this is an easy 4 for me.
4.
I think that this goes like right into Quest Mage.
Yeah. You're probably right. Kind of greasy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see it in a rogue deck. I mean, maybe some kind of Reno rogue, but like, I don't.
Reno Burgle rogue.
Why would they give Mage combo?
Right? Like, the combo is so easy to trigger. I think this seems pretty nutty.
What do you think, Sheep?
I mean, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it in Quest Mage. I'm gonna run it in my aforementioned Reno Burgle Rogue. Now that we're getting enough Burgle effects to make that doable, not strong, but doable. I mean, Quest Mage is tier 1, and Wand Thief just makes it more so. This is a 4-star card for sure. What do you think, Hydra?
Oh no, totally 4.
Cool.
Like all in. I want to give it a 5.
I mean, you can.
Like it's pretty scary, to be honest. The thing is, you don't play it on turn 1 unless you have. No, it's a 4 because it's a 1 cost 1/2 and it's a combo. So no, it's a 4 because you cannot combo on turn 1 unless you have 0 mana stuff. So no, it's a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Brain Freeze. This is a 1 mana rare spell. Freeze a minion, combo, also deal 3 damage to it. What I
love this card.
Everybody loves this card except me. I feel bad saying that. I think it's really cute, but I think it's sad that it only damages a minion. If this could damage a hero, it'd be way more powerful. The art is hilarious. I give it a 1.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's the
The just big old ice cube on his head. It's
yeah,
so funny.
I don't think it's a good card. I think it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it a 1. What do you think, Hydra?
Oh no, this is a 1-star card for me. Hilarious in the art factor. I love the art on this one. It's super funny, but I don't think anybody's gonna play it.
I love that the people behind him are like laughing at him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super funny. I like it. It's a good Hearthstone flavor. Not a card I'm gonna be playing anytime soon.
Yeah. If the combo was something like Magic Trick, where you discovered another card, this would be amazing. Comboing deal 3 damage to whatever it is. Quest Mage doesn't want to do that. Freeze Mage already has Ray of Frost. Already has way too many freeze effects. Like, I just don't see where Brain Freeze goes.
Yeah.
Odd Mage?
No.
So yeah, Brain Freeze is unfortunately a 1 for me as well. I say unfortunately because again, the flavor, the art is on point.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Potion of Illusion. This is a 4 mana epic spell. Add 1/1 copies of your minions to your hand. They cost 1. This is really interesting. I could see this going in potential like an Exodia Mage or some kind of value-oriented deck like Reno Mage. But I think that, I don't know, that like those decks already don't see very much play, and there's other ways to trigger those abilities. I don't know. Like if I wanted to, like this is the same, like this is a reskin of Echo of Medivh, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's Echo Mage.
And so I just don't, I give it a 1. And I mean, it's sad, but like there's other ways to do what I want to do. If I'm going to play Exodia, then I'm going to do it in a different route. So.
Yeah, I feel like if people may play this just to, get extra copies if they want to.
If they want to do that, then they're being greedy. And
it's too much. It's too much. And I have versed those decks. They do it for fun and they emote you. Haha. Got me. You played 7 Renos. Cool.
So is that a 1 for you as well?
Oh, that's a full 1.
Yeah. I think for me it's a 2. The fact that the copies are 1 cost, you can do some, of course, Exodia things with Sorcerer's Apprentices, but where this kind of really shines is with either end of turn effects or death rattles. And I'm not sure that we really have the deck that this belongs in quite yet, but that kind of echo effect as well as that kind of discounting effect, I think is just really strong. And I think that we're going to see it somewhere. I'm just not sure where that is.
Now that you mention it,
1. So it's 2 for me.
Now that you mention it, like I never even considered playing this in Rogue. Like my mind went instantly to Exodia, but like if we're able to pull off this like Death Rattle Rogue,
Mm-hmm.
This is cool because you remember playing Sonya, right? And you have to run your minions into something and then you get a 1/1 copy and how nuts that was. But hey, I can get a 1/1 copy this way. It might be okay. I wish that it cost 3 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know that I can totally write it off. Like, this could be good in the right thing. What is that thing? That's another story. But
Yeah. And that might be Death Rattle Rogue.
maybe.
It might be. I know that I've mentioned Death Rattle Rogue a number of times
I like
on this
it.
review.
I like it with the Jade cards in Rogue, actually, quite a bit.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I really like that.
Yeah, we could do something fun. Okay, this is an interesting card. Here is the Mage Rogue legendary. It is a 5 mana 2/1 named Jandiz Barov with a battle cry. Summon 2 random 5-cost minions. Secretly pick one that dies when it takes damage. I had to think long and hard about this one also. My first thought was like, this card is terrible. I play 5 mana for a 2/1, and I get to pick 5-cost minions, but like my card pool is gigantic, and then one of them's gonna die as soon as it gets hit. But then the more I started thinking about it, was like, wait a minute, I can get for 5 mana, I'm gonna get so many stats, and then my opponent's got to guess which one to hit, and like, I mean, it definitely there's value there. I'm not quite sure where this goes. That's what I struggle with, is like, look, I think particularly in standard, this is great, right? This is very like tempo oriented. It generates a ton of stats for 5 mana. In wild, I struggle because I don't feel like there's a good archetype to fit it in. I think I will score it a 3. I think that some people would like in standard, maybe it's a 4. I think that I would score it higher if I knew where to put it, and I just don't feel like it really goes in anything that exists right now. But it's definitely interesting. I think this is from the lore perspective, I think this is the wife of the warrior paladin guy.
Oh, cool. The Lord Barov.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Goliath could tell us a little bit more about that.
He wrote an article. It's in the Discord. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't have too much to add to this. I don't see how this is good. I think possibly in the future there could be something. Right now, I absolutely do not see it. So, like, I'm out on this one. This is a 2 star card for me. I don't know.
Yeah. For me, this is a 1-star card. It's a lot of stats, but like you were saying, Nate, where are you playing this? B, the thing that to me is kind of like the sneaky part. Like, yeah, you get the 2 random 5-cost minions, so you're not choosing which 5-cost minions you're getting. What you're choosing is which one dies whenever it takes any damage whatsoever. And honestly, that's almost always gonna be like really obvious, right? You're gonna choose the one that has less health, or the one that has like
A death rattle or
divine
something.
shield, or a death rattle, or something that incentivizes or isn't as bad to it taking damage, right? Like the death or the divine shield. So it's pretty obvious what you're choosing. And the 2 random 5-cost minions, if those were like narrowed in some form, then I would think maybe. But like, I'm not sure what wants to run this. Obviously not Secret Mage. Obviously not Quest Mage. Right? Those are the 2 big ones. Does like a Reno Mage want to run this in standard? Yeah, because that's basically like a mid-range deck with like some RNG Fiesta stuff to it. I get why Standard wants to run this. Also, their 5 cost pool is much smaller than ours.
Yeah.
In Wild, I don't see it, and I don't hate this card. I think this card is really cool. I love the flavor of it. I love the like you choose a secret thing, however telegraphed I think it is. It's still really cool. But as far as playability in Wild, I for me it's a 1. I totally see where you're at with the 3, but at the same time, for me, I'm giving it a 1.
Yep. All right. Well, that is
Cool.
it for Mage and Rogue. We've got 2 dual classes left, Shaman Mage and Druid Shaman. We have done an absolute marathon here. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, who's taking this one?
Is this me?
I think so.
All right. So we got Primordial Studies. That's where we're at, right?
This is clearly the most boring book of the studies.
Yeah, I mean, they all had like feathers and claws and eyeballs, and we just got a regular book here. It's a
flowy.
1 mana, discover a spell, damage minion. Your next one costs 1 less. How about Boo? I'm gonna go with this is a 1-star card. It sucks.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think.
This is a standard card. Like this isn't something that we're
I don't
gonna be
even think
playing
it's a
in Wild.
standard card. I think it's a.
I think that okay, this might see some kind of fringe play in that like odd like spell damage shaman that I was talking about, but even at that I don't know if it necessarily does, because the things that you're playing are the things that benefit from spell damage rather than the things that give it, right? But even at that, like the spell damage mage and spell damage shaman are very much kind of like those like standard archetypes that they're trying to push those synergies, and they have like a much more limited card set to do so, and they might be able to make it happen. I just don't think that we're going to be able to here.
Yeah.
It's 1 for me.
I have a question. Is this class specific? Like, I remember when the old discover effects, like you had a higher chance of discovering a class minion, and I don't know if that's the case anymore or not.
So it is no longer the case. They did away with the class kind of weighting at some point whenever Dr. Boom Mad Genius was still in standard. So it is an even, like completely neutral, and whatever class you happen to be, all of them have the same weight.
Yeah, it was the problem with what was the 2 mana 2/2 taunt that kept discovering himself. Is where that
the one that's based on Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
yeah, Scooby Doo guy. That's kind of like what made that change. Is part of that.
Yeah, that and Dr. Boom and Omega Assembly getting the really like high value mechs. Those are the 2 kind of things that caused that nerf.
Okay, so we have a new totem. This is a mage.
By the way,
shaman.
I give this a 1 also. Sorry if you're keeping track. There we go.
Oh,
I am. Thanks.
oh, you're ready for a 1 on the next one?
Oh.
Well,
yes, actually.
Yes. At end of your turn, cast a random spell that costs 3 or less. So, what are you going to cast? 3 or less.
Like
918 things. No, sorry, 913 things, and then
arcane missiles.
895 different options.
No, I'd rather play a card that I know what's going to happen. So I'm going to go with 1.
Yeah, I go with a 1 also. This has like catastrophic potential. I think that like, okay, you put this in Casino Mage or put this in a Yogg deck, like or not even Yogg, because it doesn't, like, you don't get credit for casting the spell, right?
Right.
it doesn't fit into anything. Like, okay, it's a totem. Like, you could potentially put it in even shaman, but like, why would you want to do that? It's going to backfire on you so hard. You know, here's what it's going to do. It's going to summon like a lightning bolt that's going to hit your own thing and then overload you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what it's going to do. And I don't,
And
I give
And
it a
I'm going to
1.
do that week 1, and I'm going to have so much fun cutting this from my deck. I'm giving it a 2 just because like it's fun, and I'm going to play it in week 1. But like I'm cutting it. Like I'm playing it because it's new, and I'm well aware of that.
Well, that's the point. Play for fun. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's
you're
supposed
right.
to be fun.
It's a 1 cost, or it's a one star card, but I'm still going to have fun with it.
Speaking of fun,
It's 1.
we're going to go with devolving missiles here. This is arcane missiles, except it devolves everything. I mean, I'd rather just play devolve personally.
Yeah, but in Mage, right?
Ooh.
Right. But it does have Mage, as Nate points out. So if we're going to play this card, I'm not playing it in Shaman, I don't think. I think this is going to be on the Mage side of things. And in Mage, unfortunately, it might be really, really good. Like when you have a Flame Waker and you're just, doing your thing, shooting missiles at people. I think it's actually kind of good.
What score you give it?
4.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For me, this is really good whenever I discover it in Quest Mage. But I'm never running this hard running this in my Quest
I don't think
Mage.
I'm hard running it, but I think it's going to make me very angry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I'm playing against Quest Mage, which I usually am, I'm going to be really angry whenever they discover this and pew my dudes. That said, I don't think that anything is hard running this in Wild, right?
I'm so afraid of it. Like, you're like, okay, get through this Void Lord. And they're
Okay.
that one mana got through it.
That one Void Lord is now a 6-drop instead. Yeah.
Point
well taken, but I don't think that maybe you run this as a one of in Reno Mage, but Quest Mage is not hard running this, right?
I don't know. I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I don't know. What is your score?
I think that my score is a 1 just because I'm not running at anything. That said, as a mage, I'm really, really happy and willing to just let these missiles fly as strategically whenever I discover them. But I don't think that I'm running this in anything. So as far as what I'm running in my decks, this gets a 1 in Wild for me.
So I have a question. This is a 1 mana devolve times 3, right? If you look at it like arcane missiles, is this gonna shoot one and devolve something, then shoot another one and devolve something, and then shoot another one and devolve something? So this could potentially devolve the same minion multiple times.
Yes.
Correct. And if there's the example you gave is only a Void Lord on the board, that is now a random 6-drop instead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that I don't know. I was struggling with it too. I'm looking at my notes here. I was like, well, I think it could go into Quest Mage, but I'm not sure because it doesn't proc the quest, right? And so, but it does help Flame Waker. I could see it in Reno Mage. And like you said, I think as far as power level goes, I give it a 4. I think that you are super happy when you discover this off of Glyph or off of Evocation, or something like that. I also agree with Hydralisk that I don't really see myself running this in Shaman, but maybe. I mean, it depends. Everything in Wild is so strong that I love Devolve against Demon Hunter is breaking them, or Devolve against even Shaman with buff totems, Devolve against Mech Paladin, Devolve against Odd Paladin. is just absolutely nutty, and so maybe I would run this in Shaman the more I think about it. What Shaman? I don't know. Big Shaman maybe. I don't
Shaman,
know.
there are dozens of us.
There you go. I'm giving it a 4. I struggle to figure out what deck I'm running it in, but I think that the power level is so high. I think I have to. I think I have to do that.
I like it.
All
I
right.
can totally respect that.
I'm very tired. Okay. Here is our class legend.
Roz.
Yo, yep.
Frost Whisper. I like it. Ross Frost Whisper. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Improved by spell damage. So this is like a Baron Geddon.
Yeah, but it does
Improved
1.
by spell damage. Yeah, 1, but improved by spell damage.
Only enemies, not your own stuff too.
That makes it a little bit better. So
Yeah.
I'm still not playing it.
what score do you give it?
This in Wild is a 1. It's unplayable for me. I'm not playing it.
Yeah. Raz Frost Whisper is one of the spell damage rewards for playing Odd Shaman. That deck's not going to be great whatsoever. So this is a 2 for me. I'm going to have fun with it. And that's going to be like a solid middle to bottom of tier 4. And that's where it belongs. It's a 2-star card for me.
I gave it a 2 as well. I think that it's interesting. I don't know. It doesn't seem strong enough for its mana cost, like the stats. I feel like it's meant for standard new archetype spell damage, kind of mage or whatever. I don't particularly think it sees play in Wild, but like the end of turn effect could be pretty darn annoying, actually. And it, I mean, hypothetically, if we were able to make something like this work, I do think it's important to note that this will hit the enemy hero as well.
Yes.
I started out for 1, but if we can generate some kind of spell damage, there's potential. You ever think you get like random lethal off it? Like maybe. I give it a 2. All right.
That brings us to the final category, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Druid Shaman.
Yeah.
And the notorious Lightning Bloom to start it off.
Yeah. So Lightning Bloom, the notorious, is a 0 mana Druid Shaman spell that reads, gain 2 mana crystals this turn only. Overload, 2.
I've seen plenty of broken, things they want to say about this card. However, the draws need to be so specific that I don't think it's broken. I think it's going to be a funny high roll. That's it. This card is a 3.
Yeah. The way that you were talking about it, I thought you were going to go with like a 1 or a 2, and I was going to be like, ooh. And then when you went 3, I was like, no. 100% agree.
Well, no, it's still good.
Yeah. Oh, it's still great. I mean, it's still innervate.
Like it's not
like unnerved innervate.
Yes, it's high roll
overload,
but at the same time, it's still a good card, right? So no, we're gonna go with a solid 3 on this card. It's a good card. You can high roll. You can ramp yourself into something. It's a good card. Solid.
100% agreed. I mean, it's unnerved innervate with the caveat of the 2 overload. Shaman definitely wants to do this. Druid obviously wants to do this.
If we're winning already, we don't care about the overload. So
yeah.
I gave it a 4. Now, I don't think that it's broken, but like I think that this basically goes in any Druid deck and any Shaman deck. Like, I mean, not Odd Shaman, but like I think that right? If this will let me play my any whatever card earlier, then it's worth the overload cost. I don't know. We used to run innervate in every single Druid deck. So I like it. I mean, we'll see. Somebody will probably break it. I give it a 4.
Okay, hear me out. Turn 1, Tunnel Trog. Turn 2, Lightning Bloom, Flame Wreathed Faceless.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
I have those in gold. I did
Yeah,
that
you do.
again. I don't know why I do it.
oh, I love it. This is interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's very strong. I think it's very strong.
I think so as well. That brings us to a card that I don't think is as strong, and that is Groundskeeper. Groundskeeper is a 4 mana, 4/5, no tribe minion with taunt and the battle cry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, restore 5 health. I mean, it's not bad stats for cost, but it doesn't really synergize with anything that I want to do in Shaman, that's for sure. And Druid also not really. Like it's more mid range than it is control. Uh, I just can't see where I want to play like old
It-
school Quest Druid, not the new one, the one with Barnabas.
I
Yeah,
feel like this card should have come out in like the beta.
yeah,
It's a very classic vanilla sort of thing. I have zero reason to ever run this card. It's cool.
I'm going to like meme out with this.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I think I will like meme out with it, trying to do some kind of goofy like heal druid, which is a terrible, terrible deck. I mean, I've had success with it on casual with that one card that goes dormant until you heal it. It's got taunt,
yeah.
whatever.
Lucent Bark.
Lucent Bark. That being said, like I don't know if I'm gonna play something like this. I'll play the one that costs 0 if I've played a 5 mana spell. I don't remember what it's called, but like I just don't see it. I gave it a 1.
I am gonna give it a 2 just because it has decent stats and it heals you. So 2.
That is fair. That brings us to Runic Carvings. Runic Carvings.
Wait, sorry,
is-
sheep. What did you give it?
I gave it a 1 as well.
Okay.
Come on, you guys! You gotta at least. It gives you 5 health. Come on.
I'm never playing this in a deck.
Well, neither am I, but just saying.
That brings us to Runic Carvings. Runic Carvings is a 6 mana druid shaman spell that reads choose one. Summon 4 2/2 treant totems, or overload 2 to summon them with rush. I want to love this so much because I love treant druid. Like tree druid is so much fun.
But
But this is 6 mana. I want to be like filling my hand back up with aeroponics by this point, right? Like I want to be dumping my hand. I don't want to be like playing a 6 mana 4/4 or those same 4/4s with rush.
Yo,
right?
yo, sheep. I know exactly what you need this for.
Okay, I'm with you.
Dust.
But I'm going to have a full collection day 1 anyway.
so am I. Okay, wait.
This is just going to eat up my dust, and it is a 1-star card for me.
Hear me out on this one. I gave this one a 4, and I will tell you why.
Ooh.
Okay, if you look at the tokens, they're totems, and so you can play this in even shaman. You get you get basically 8/8 worth of stats with rush, right? You get 4 2/2s with rush. You can combo it off with the 0 mana spells to buff them. I want to try it. I don't think that it's good in a like token druid or a treant druid. I think that I think that it has potential in even Totem Shaman.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could be totally wrong, but I will definitely be trying it.
Yeah, whenever I was theory crafting with even shaman, it just seemed like it never really saw a place, and I would rather be running sea giant. And I'm not, obviously you want to run both, right? Um, I'm just not sure that whenever I was theory crafting, and my theory craft is by no means like the end all be all, this very well could find a place in an even shaman, and I hope it does because the flavor of it is so cool, and I love totems and I love treants. That'll be so cool. I just unfortunately did not see it myself, and I wanted to so hard.
Yeah. Hydra, what was your score on this one?
I gave this one a 2.
Okay.
I don't see it as a meta card, though I do see it being playable. So
Cool. All right.
especially with the rush, that would be pretty neat. But yeah, and at me when everyone's using this card, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I hope to be wrong too.
Hey, we made it this far. This is our last card. Can you believe it?
And unfortunately, our last card is Speaker Gidra. Speaker Gidra is a 3-mana 1/4 Rush, Wind Fury, and Spellburst minion. The Spellburst reads, gain attack and health equal to the spell's cost. So I mean, there's that mech card that
You're trying too hard already.
It's the 1/4 with Wind Fury, but it doesn't even have Rush or the Spellburst, and that card sees a ton of play, and it's amazing. And this is not that card.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It's very bad. I don't even think that Standard is going to play this. I like it.
What's that one Druid
never gonna
card that morphs into you got like 4 choices?
Oh, War Druid Lodi.
Yeah, this is way worse than that, and nobody
Way
played
worse.
Lodi.
Yeah, so I'm giving Speaker Gidra a 1, and it pains me to do so.
I'm
I
gonna.
really want it to be good.
Hey Nate, do you have an option for 0? Just kidding. It does have Rush and Wind Fury, so I can kill like Patches and Zoth's first mate. So that's
There you
fine.
go.
I could see it going in aggro shaman, maybe. Not that it's like, I don't know, Rush Wind Fury seems okay, but like, I don't know. I mean, the potential is there if you somehow manage to buff it, but because you can only buff it once, I don't know. I mean, I'm giving it a 2 because I want to try it. I think that it has fringe capability. I still don't think it's good per se. Like I don't know what you would put it in. Like I could try it in Odd Shaman. I could try it in Aggro Shaman. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I don't really see it as a Druid card, honestly.
No. And if this sticks, like you're hitting face for a lot. Which
Well,
is awesome.
let me ask you a
this is
question
high
though.
Priority target.
What do you think about, okay, if for whatever bizarre reason, right? I jam this. This is such a win more card, right? I jam this in some Druid deck behind a bunch of taunts, and then I play UI, and this gains +10, and then I've got Wind Fury. Like there's some potential OTK combo here. Maybe not OTK, but 20 damage. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to actually make that work. But it's possible.
The place that I wanted to run Speaker Gidra, that you will obviously immediately see the reason why this won't work, is Spiteful Druid. You can immediately see why this won't work because it's Spellburst, and the only spells we're running are 10 cost, right?
Yes.
Like
UI.
That's the only place that I think that it really kind of fits, and it completely doesn't because what it hinges on is Spellburst.
Yeah. Yeah.
I so want Speaker Yedra to be good, but I couldn't find an archetype
You're right,
to support it.
You're kind of screwed in that deck, hey?
Hey, so now that we kind of finished all of that, just let's take like 2 minutes here and look at this bingo card and see what we actually got. Like, do we get everything?
Let's see.
What we got? Zero cost card. We got Beast Druid. We got
We definitely got
Quest
Super Q.
Mage. We did get a cute card. I think the Gibberer.
Yeah, there was something else too that that Hunter Alley Cat type of card. Rogue weapon support, good and standard, not wild.
Sheep.
I'm
totally gonna see you on ladder. I'm playing the new 1 mana 1/1, make another 1/1, and I'm gonna crackling razor maw. I got dire moles.
Yeah,
we're going.
We're going places. Those places might be bronze 10, but
bronze 10.
but we're going places.
We're gonna go there.
I think we pretty much nailed everything except the Murloc support.
I bet you I can make legend with a crappy. You know what? Hey, Nate.
What's up?
let's play a crappy beast hunter mid-range deck and get legend.
Maybe.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
We'll see. Definitely lots of things to try out for sure.
I'll prove y'all wrong.
I'm interested, but I've got my 1K hunter already, and so I'm trying to jam out some shaman stuff. Maybe
less than 100 away from that hunter. I'm gonna get there.
I still need priest. Dang it!
I'm only in the 600s with priest.
I have no real reason to pray. I don't want to play priest. Gosh, like I have no reason to do it, but I want to.
All right, guys. We have now been recording for about 10 hours. I think we have pretty much shattered any record.
I think we did it. Hey, Danny.
He's probably finishing up his work meeting right about now, or waking up.
He just got up in the morning.
Okay, so as tradition goes, there is one thing that we have to do to finish off the show.
Unrelated advice with Nate Wolf.
All right, guys. I gotta ask you a question. Completely unrelated. We have done now a 10-hour stream and recording session. What do you do next, and how do you recover from this experience?
Sheep.
My answer to both aspects of that is sleep. I'm going right to bed.
I think I do the same thing. I was looking for a sarcastic "we're going to Disneyland," but I definitely think that sleep is the appropriate answer. What about you, Hydralisk?
I have been drinking this type of tea called yerba mate. I don't know if y'all know about that sort of tea, and it's super lame, but I've been drinking it lately, and this type of tea is super good. So, like, when I wake up in the morning, my wife brings me the cup of tea, and she, like, pokes me on the shoulder, and she's like, "Wake up, honey." And she gives me this big cup of tea, and I just wake up and I drink it. So I'm going to keep doing that.
Wiser words are never spoken.
No, like, right?
And you heard that on Bored to Be Wild.